Hey guys, you here, aka G-Unit. Welcome to some more Black Ops 2 gameplay footage. I am back. It's been a long week full of spending time with family and stuff, so I couldn't really be posting on my channel. I'll be back on the chat roulette grind as well very soon. Nearly fully recovered from the hay fever symptoms that I've had recently. Nearly back in form, and once I am back in form, I'll be able to do my crazy stuff and carry on doing what I've been doing for the past few months. So anyway, this is a hardpoint league play 4v4 gameplay, and I was playing solo, and I decided to lower my sensitivity from 14 to 7. Now the reason why I did this was quite straightforward and logical, because if you're playing against fewer players in comparison to public games where you play against a lot of players such as Ground War and stuff, so if you're only going against 4 players such as league play, you know, most of the time that is how it is. Maximum is at 4v4, right? It's not necessary to have high sensitivity. All you're doing is hurting yourself by having to put in more effort to kill people at different ranges, especially at long range, where if you're using high sensitivity such as 14 sensitivity, it's going to be more difficult to kill players from that distance, especially if you're using MSMC or any sort of submachine gun and you're having to kill a player at long distance. With high sensitivity, it's going to be much more difficult in comparison to a low sensitivity, and I found that using 7 sensitivity is perfect for any sort of range, even long range with some machine guns. I'm finding it easy to actually kill people with literally no effort whatsoever, and I find this the perfect sensitivity because I'm still able to turn around and check corners without having to rely on my teammates. Because one of the things that I noticed with the 4 or 5 sensitivity players is that most of those players tend to play with party members and not solo, because if you play solo, it's much more difficult to play in a lower sensitivity or completely low sensitivity. I say 7 is about medium, you know, not really low and not really high. It's just perfect right there in the middle, halfway between 14 and you know. So this right here is like you could play solo at the same time being able to play with your teammates, you know, securing one specific area, such as, you know, the thing about playing with teammates, right? That's why you see all of these pro players with low sensitivity with their teams, is because, you know, they can secure one specific area and lock that down, like cutting off each point of the map. Such as, you know, for example, in slums, you've got to cut off the, if you want to take care of the first hill, you've got to cut off grave, the brick side, and blue. That's if you're coming from the market spawn. And you know, if you got teammates doing that, then with 4 or 5 sensitivity, your accuracy should be pinpoint straight onto the player to take him out, no problem whatsoever. Yes, you can do this with 14 sensitivity, but it's not necessary to do that. But if you're playing solo and you're using that 4 or 5 sensitivity, then it's kind of awkward, because, you know, you're playing with players who don't really have as much experience as you, and not really coordinating or communicating with them. So they'll be somewhere else, and you might have players coming at you from the other team from different directions that are not secured. And if you want to turn around and kill players, it'll be much more difficult to do that with 4 or 5 sensitivity. So I find that 7, having to turn around and kill players, is pretty easy. It feels like I'm using 14. It's just that once you get used to it visually and you get orientated with it, then it should be fine. Yes, I made a commentary about using 14 sensitivity is the best and blah blah blah, but I come to the point where if you actually give it a chance and give it a go, for those of you that are really high sense players, I'll assure you that your accuracy would be improved if you were to use a lower sensitivity than anything above 10. Yeah, you can use 10. 10 is decent, it's fine, but I still recommend using anything below 8. I mean, most of the pro players use below 8, and that's, you know, average about 4 to 7, and that's pretty much it. It's not necessary to go any higher than that. And this way, your accuracy is going to be improved. You can do all sorts of range, different range shots, making sure you get those streaks. You don't have to choke as much. I've noticed that every time I use 14 sensitivity, I choked way more than using a 7 sensitivity. It's more comfortable this way. Yeah, first, you know, if you're the sort of player that's been using the highest sensitivity possible for many years in Call of Duty, just like me, where I was stubborn enough to not change it and lower it. You know, my teammates always shouted at me on Skype, lower it, your aim is really bad. And I'm like, how is it bad? I'm doing well. I feel comfortable using 14. Like, how could I lower the sensitivity and it would be better? So I gave it a shot, you know, and next thing you know, I was practicing against the bots on Black Ops 2 with like about 11 bots in Nuketown or whatever. Just keep killing them over and over again, you know, and keep practicing. And once you get used to it, one of the main differences I noticed is that, you know, with 14 sensitivity on your analog sticks, on your D-pad, with 14, you don't really tend to move your analog as much as you would use it if you're low at sensitivity, right? Because you're just really just twitching it around. You're not really moving the whole analog, because it's not necessary to do that. Because if you do move the whole thing around in a 360-degree rotation, your sensitivity will go all over the place. But with 7 sensitivity, you have the control over everything. I'm not talking just about 7 sensitivity. I'm talking about all around sensitivity from 4 to 7 or 4 to 8, whatever, right? You've got control over the whole analog stick. So therefore, with that control, there's less chance of you having to choke unless you do something stupid with your thumbs. And as I said, you know, with 14 sensitivity, it's more chance of you choking because your thumbs could slip, you know, and you have no control over the analog sticks. You know, you got less range to work with. But with 7 or, you know, lower sensitivity, you got more range to work with, therefore less mistakes are made. And this is kind of logical, you know, playing against fewer players, more options available, and this way able to take care of your opponents with your gun skill and your aim. And that is pretty much the basics of sensitivity. I guess I'm pretty sure this is obvious for most of you. But this gameplay right here ended up to be quite close. I was dropping a lot of 50 bombs, 60 bombs after getting used to the 7 sensitivity, and I've never really done this consecutively ever, you know, when I was actually using 14 sensitivity. And I was wondering why was this the case, but then I realized that, you know, lowering sensitivity, meaning that I'm more free, I'm able to you know, take players out like this. By the way, this was recorded on theater mode, and I wanted to show this gameplay in specific. Yeah, it's kind of long, I do apologize. One of the reasons for that is because I'm playing solo, and quite often if you fail to do something in specific, quite often the whole team will end up dying as well, which was pretty much the common case during this gameplay. My teammates are quite bad. They're all going triple negative throughout most of the game. I do end up getting one streak though. I get my Hellstorm missile near the end, but that was pretty much it. I think that played a crucial part near the end to actually winning the game. I think this game was about 2 to 3 point difference of winning between each of these teams. And I think pretty much my teammates were all being OBJs. I think there was one person that was running outskirts from this hard point. But during pretty much the whole of this game, all 3 of these players on my team were OBJs, literally sitting in a hill and waiting for the other teams to come towards them. Which in fact actually kind of helped me out in a sense, but it made my job a bit more difficult than it was already, where I had to actually cut off 3 players coming into the hill from different directions. And if you saw the hill, the 3rd hill, near the Jujuman as we call it, where they come through the grave or from the blue side or from the flank from the fountain, that is the most difficult hill to cut off, where if you've got all 3 players sitting in the hill. So, you know, I try my best, but I definitely I think I did well, I suppose. I think I dropped the 50 bomb on this game as well, but I thought at first we were going to lose it at this point right here. 163 points for us and 200 points for them. They got the next hill, so I had to use this Hellstorm missile appropriately. I saw there's 2 dudes on the middle hill, so I went for those 2, got them out. They still got the hill, but there's only 1 player there. Now we've got control of it. Two guys coming brickside. They get taken out by the Type 25 dude on my team, and now I sort of choked my streak right here. And right here things get a bit dodgy, you know. If I had enough died right there, I got my lightning strike, yeah, we would have won by a slight margin. But you know, because I put that on myself and my teammates, I had to do something big right here. Take out 2 guys, 1 guy's coming behind me and 1 guy's on the brick side on the right side. Take out the dude on the brick side, hope for the best in the dude behind me. Unfortunately enough, my teammate actually takes out the dude that was challenging me from the back, so I made the right decision of killing the dude that was on the brick side. This way I get some seconds of the second last hardpoint in the middle hill, hoping my teammates can actually contest it. But unfortunately, no, that was not a surprise. They couldn't do that. But on the final hill, where we needed to get about 42 seconds, or well, exactly 39 seconds at that point. But if we can get that, then we'll win. So this is where it got a bit intense, where all 4 of us were being OBJs, sitting on the hill. None of us was slaying. We're all sitting here, trying to make sure none of them would contest this hard point. They did contest it for about 3 to 4 seconds, I believe. Maximum 5 seconds, I'm not sure. But we managed to keep them off. There was 3 dudes checking out the middle stairs. I was the only one. This dude's back running back and forth for the left blue stairs, what I'm checking out right now. But nobody's actually watching the flank. No one's watching the anchor point where they can flank around from the coffee shop towards the cop car at the back and the red car over there. But fortunately enough, the dude with the peacekeeper who's sitting actually takes out a dude that tries to do that from the back there, and everyone's banging out the Cat 40s on my team here. And you know, that's kind of something that I don't tend to use now, but hey, it is what it is when it comes to public league play where they don't ban anything. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I am back now on YouTube. I'll be bringing out a lot more videos every day, and hope you enjoyed, and leave a like if you did. I'll see you soon. Check your sign out. Good night, peace. Yeah.